Tell me another thing, Sadhguru. We've made, humankind has made so much progress. We talk of engineering in the form of manufacturing, making software, products, technology, etc. You've always propounded inner engineering. Is that something which perhaps can make us lead better lives in all this? I mean, every person I meet who's a person who's working or who's in business is just stressed. It's just not, at the end of the day, a happy person. Is that, or maybe I'm generalizing, there are some of them who are, but by and large, that's the kind of, feedback that you get from people. Is that because we've engineered a lot of things around us, but not really looked within us?
See, human experience is essentially decided by what's happening within us right now. We can enslave our way of being to something outside and use that as a stimulant to create a certain experience. Outside situations can simulate things within us, but essentially all human experience happens within you. Your joy and misery happens within you, your agony and ecstasy happens within you, pain and pleasure happens within you. When everything is happening from within, at least that you must determine. Maybe you cannot determine how high or low the Sensex will go or the stock markets in the world will go, but you must be able to determine whether you're joyful or miserable, isn't it? Something that happens from within you must be determined by you. Now you're talking about, we have come up with all kinds of technologies, engineering and whatever we think as human beings. Well, if you observe carefully, if you pay little attention, you will see this body, this human being is the greatest piece of technology that you have ever witnessed. There isn't a more sophisticated technology than this one. So you didn't have to invent anything. If you just observe this carefully enough and replicate it, you would have it. And that's what you're actually doing, but in roundabout ways, but that's what you're actually doing ultimately, isn't it? Is there a better gadget or a machine than this human being? In the known universe for us, this is the most sophisticated machinery that we have witnessed, isn't it? So this is the highest level of technology that we have witnessed. So we have not invented anything very new. We have learned to replicate a few things that are there in the creation. That is wonderful. I'm not trying to take away, the achievements that human beings have done. But what I'm saying is, all that a human being is doing is essentially in pursuit of his happiness and well-being. If that's not being achieved, you must stop and look whether it's working or not. If you start doing something and it's not working, and if you continue to do the same thing, that's a senseless way of living. One must stop and look. So is this misery come to us because of market economy? Is this come to us because the economy is doing well or not doing well? No. Essentially, because you do not know how to operate this machinery. You have not paid enough attention. It's too sophisticated a machine. If you want to learn how to operate one of your smartphones, you have to spend half a day looking at the manual, how it works. When that is the thing, when you're given such a sophisticated piece of machinery, you're supposed to spend a certain amount of time looking at how this works. There are many ways, I can demonstrate this to you right here. If you as much as turn your hand like this and like this, you will see the very way you breathe will alter itself. That's how subtle and sophisticated it is. Simply hold it this way, you will see the air fills up into the lower lobe of the lung. If you turn it around, it'll fills up into the middle lobe of the lung. You can just notice this. Anytime if you just breathe, you can notice this. I'm saying it is so subtle. You are given a supercomputer, but you're trying to operate it like a blacksmith. If you operate this well, you will see being joyful, being pleasant within yourself can be done from inside. Suppose you are totally blissed out right now.
Which I am.
I believe you. Now…
I don't know if I will be once the interview is over, but right now I am.
If you are totally blissed out, you will do only what is needed, isn't it? You wouldn't be driven to do something. You would do only what is truly needed, either for yourself or for people around you. This is how a human being should function. But right now we're doing something in pursuit of our own happiness. It doesn't matter how many things you do, you don't get there, it's always one step ahead of you. So economy is actually pursuit of human happiness in one way. It's just that you're pursuing it in the wrong direction. When all human experience is caused from inside, you're trying to do it outside in the stock market or somewhere else, it's not going to work like that. If this human being was happy, absolutely blissful right now, he would definitely look at life around him and do whatever best he can do. Any human being is active to his maximum capacity only when he is very pleasant within himself. If you're feeling depressed, we can't get you going, isn't it? If you're feeling joyful, we can make you jump at everything, isn't it? Isn't it the…
So what's the way to do it, Sadhguru?
As you already mentioned, we have taken a lot of time to engineer the world to a point where we can't recognize if it's the same planet. To that extent we engineered. If we engineer it anymore, there'll be no planet left. With this kind of engineering, we have much comfort and convenience, but no well-being has come. If you want to know well-being, if you want to know blissful ways of living, you have to engineer this the way you want it. This is a very sophisticated machinery. It needs a certain amount of attention which has not been paid. So what
Because we're so busy spending time on all other kinds of things?
No, not because you're busy, because you're preoccupied. What are you doing in the stock market? Are you busy? You're only preoccupied, isn't it? What may happen kind of thing. So it is not because of people are busy. First of all, why are they busy? People are not busy doing what they love to do. If you're busy doing what you love to do, if you're busy doing something which is of phenomenal significance to you and people around you, great, 24 hours of the day you be on. You're doing something compulsively in pursuit of well-being.